morning, good morning, good morning. How are you doing this morning? Hope all is well. I'm gonna try to do a video, hopefully not too long. I think I'm back on my video game a little bit. Uh, last 2 days didn't seem too difficult to be able to um, do a video and then post it. So I am learning what I need to do. This is your girl Janine with Symphony Reads. And what do I got for y'all today? Yesterday I kind of went over just kind of the history from the beginning till now has changed but remained the same. But, and I think the day before, my main thing was about the birds and how God will provide more for you. Let's see. What else? I'm trying to always be, positive. I'm sorry for the wind. It is making I'm walking, as you can see. I don't know if you can see my surroundings. I'm at my community center. And so I'm always trying to be positive. And, I think where my focus is going to be for these videos is I'm going to take you on a journey with me. I've been down and kind of just not in a good headspace probably since I would say November of last year. And I was really hoping January right now would be better, just headspace wise. And I'm working through it. It is what it is. Getting through the best way I know how. Walking is one of the things I do to try to feel better. So the goal for the walking, as I've said before, is I walk because I'm able, and I walk just to feel a little bit better than I did before I started the walk. So that's just kind of something I'm sticking with. And I got a calendar of positive motivation for the year. Positive thinking, motivational stuff. So each day on the calendar, I read what that positive thinking or that motivation, that inspiration is for that day. And so I think that's where we're going to focus at. To see, just how that journey goes. So I got the calendar yesterday, and yesterday was the 15th. So, of course, I'm not going to go back from the beginning, and I did. I spent yesterday reading from the 1st to the 15th, and then just to catch myself up on what it was saying, and just kind of thinking, does it resonate for where I'm at, and how can I use this to move forward? And of course, there's always the spiritual piece that I'll always be connected to, and I'll tell you this. Today's was the 16th. So pretty much it said it's okay to start over for where you're at. You have to acknowledge that although wherever you're at, whether you're in a good place or a bad place in life, you have to acknowledge where you're at and come to peace and terms with where you're at. That way, you can then, after accepting this is where I'm at, you can have the mindset, how can I move forward? That's, pretty much what was today. And, I think it's good, to know that it's okay to start again. And, what does that mean when you say start again? I'm in my 40s, so for me, when I think of starting again, it's frustrating because I think of starting back from ground zero and having to work my way back up to wherever I was, then to work harder to get beyond where I was at, if that makes any sense at all. So, I find the process to be frustrating. And so when I think of starting over, that's where my mindset goes. That's where my mindset goes. And so in thinking of today's little motivational pep talk on the calendar, I can see, this is where I'm at, things have gone on, things are going on. And, I think in just living in the here and now, I am pressing on the best way I know how, and so where I'm at is not a good place. Do I think it will always be this way? No, I don't. Do I think there's some lessons I need to learn? Absolutely. Do I know exactly what those are? Nope. So that's when I go, Lord, okay, I'm back here. Right now, I think in my journey, I just feel like I'm having a Jonah moment. I really, really think I'm having a Jonah moment. And that Jonah moment for me is, I feel like I'm going to be, that I was spit out at the place of where I was disobedient, if that makes any sense. I was spit out back at the place where I was disobedient and not doing what God has told me to do. And that goes to the choices that we make on a day-to-day. And so I feel like, okay, I get what you're saying. I should have definitely went right, but I chose to go left. And, so I feel like I've just been spit back out. So that means I'm back in this place where, okay, I'm still trying to figure it out. Now, might be saying, what place is that, Janine? I don't know. Okay. So pretty much, I'm going to go back to 2013. That's when a job I had, it closed down because the company closed. So I had to go find work. And that was 2013. And I found the job. And me and that job we didn't get along. And I feel like I've been spit out kind of back to a place where I need employment. Because at the time that I took that job back in 2013, I was no more in physical shape, mental shape to work anywhere. I was physically, mentally, emotionally drained. You hear what I'm saying? I mean, I was drained. And I believe, it was God telling me at the time, this is your time to rest and to be replenished and filled up. And what happened was this job came along, and, you know, I saw the numbers and I'm like, I can do this. You know what I'm saying? I need a job. I didn't, focus in on, I needed to just cool down for a minute and, be okay with, I need to replenish. I'm tired, whatever is happening to me, So I accepted the job, knowing I was not physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, nothing ready to work and be able to do the work. And I'm going to tell you now, since probably then, and we're talking, how long ago is that? That's almost 7 years ago. And I'm not going to say there wasn't good points in my life, but I will definitely say it's been more struggles, at that point in my life. So, my decision was, okay, I'm going to make this work because I need to cap this money, and I'll just make my situation work. And I will fake it till I make it. And what ended up happening was I tried to fake it until I make it, but I was mentally going down very fast. And to the point where I wasn't focused. I wasn't nourishing my body. I wasn't happy. And it didn't help that me and my supervisor didn't see eye to eye. It was just like, wow. We didn't see eye to eye at all. Basically, she felt like she could talk to me how she wanted to talk to me. And I was letting her know, I don't care who, what. You don't talk to me that way. If you got a problem with something I've said, done, did, whatever, then you need to come to me like a person. You don't berate me in front of everybody. You know what I'm saying? And then, want to be like, we friends? Nah, I don't know you. And I had to put her in her place, and she did not like that. And when I mean put her in her place, I basically, I'm not even exaggerating. I don't like you, and I don't need to like you to do my job. So, whatever. And, she would go on to talk about me to the other workers. And she would go on to talk in her language, but it was always about me to one of the co-workers. And I'm going to tell you how God works on that, because one day I went up to the co-worker after they had their little discussion. And I said, you're from the Philippines, right? She said, yeah, I'm from the Philippines. I said, supervisor from the Philippines too, right? She said, yeah, we're both from the Philippines. I said, that language you speaking, that's Tagalog, right? She looked at me, and she was like, yes, that is Tagalog we are speaking. I said, okay. I see I'm going to have a conversation with the supervisor again. And I went on about my way. And so she was like, OMG. I lie to you not. She was absolutely shocked and surprised. And I just left it like that. She went to the supervisor and told her, look, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what you know about her, but she understands when we're speaking in our language in Tagalog. She understands that. Good morning. And she already said she's going to have to come to you about whatever. So I don't know how, I don't know why, but she understands our language. And it wasn't really that I understood what they were saying about me. I knew they were talking about me, and I was, it is what it is. I recognize the language, yes. I have an aunt who's from the Philippines who speaks Tagalog. So I'm very familiar with hearing it and know when it's that particular being spoken. So anyway, I just kind of got off course, but that's okay. But anyway, so what I'm saying is, so I was very just unhappy with that job. I was the odd person out. We were all females up in there. I was the only African American up in there. And my supervisor felt like she could just, pretty much, in my opinion, without saying the words, but pretty much say, you a nigga, and she was very undercut and underhanded. And so I didn't like her, and she didn't like me, and I was okay with that, because I don't need to like you necessarily to do the job. You hear what I'm saying? So anywho, I ended up leaving that job because it just, we were bumping heads, and, my health was literally declining. See, here we go with the sun again. My health was declining really bad, and I'm not just talking physically, but mentally. I was unstable. I was not on medication at that point, and I didn't realize mentally. I just always thought I was depressed. So at that point, I kind of just was going through a lot. So I stopped working, and then from that point, I just kind of bounced from jobs. But the point is, the choice at the time was, I needed work, but also at the same time, I needed to be healed. I needed to be replenished. I needed to take a break because I was tired, and I needed to focus on my health all around, overall. But I chose to focus on work, and I knew God was telling me that you need to rest. This is your time to be replenished. I knew my husband was telling me the same thing. Look, you need to be replenished, Janine. You're tired. I can see it in your face. You're not running that game like I know you can. So you need to just take the break, take the time, don't rush into anything, and here you have it. So that goes back to me now. Do you see, 7 years later, catch it, I'm in the same predicament, in the sense of, one, my goal is still the same. I need a work. I need a job. And my status is the same. Meaning, I am just not all there mentally, physically, and or spiritually. I'm decaying, a little bit. And, I'm trying to do that. So now I feel like I'm faced with the same decision, is which now I'm, taking that step back. I'm looking for work, but I'm okay with not trying to accept anything while I work on, my physical, my mental, and my spiritual side. You hear what I'm saying? So that's why I feel like I'm having that Jonah moment, because, when Jonah was spent out the whale, he had to make that decision. He was spent back out right where, he had to make that decision to do what God asked him to do from the get-go, or, to have his own plan and to do his own thing. And I just feel like, I've been spit back out 7 years later, back here, same, different age, different thing going on. And how does that tie in with the message? Well, it ties in this way. I was spit back out because it's okay to start again. And it's okay to need that break, and to hone in on the fact that, I don't move the way I used to move. I'm not the same age I was 7 years ago. A lot has happened and gone on, but I just need the break. And it's not me quitting jobs to get the break. Get this, catch it. It falling into place where I have no other choice but to take the break. The last 2 jobs, one, just they didn't have the work available. They didn't have the contracts available. So, I had to, they told me, well, we wish you well, but you can't come back here. So again, I didn't say, look, I'm just not going to work here anymore. So, and then the job, we got to cut you back, way back in hours. Pretty much leaving me to fend for myself in the sense of, now how am I going to get that paper so I can pay these bills and all of that. So I got a lot of stuff going on. But again, the sign is still the same. It's okay. And I get better what the positive motivation for the day was saying. I have to own that I need a break. I'm just not physically, mentally, nor spiritually in a place to keep trying to paddle this race and keep with the mind, the thinking of I'll fake it until I make it. And there's nothing wrong with that per se. But, it's like saying you sitting up here coughing with the flu. You understand what I'm saying? And you keep telling people, I don't have the flu. But you can barely move. Your body achy, you're sneezing, you're taking all the medication, and you like the Walking Dead. The place is, I got the flu. And it's okay. And I'm like that right now. I don't have the flu, but, I am not in that sound place. So I have to own that. And I have to be accepting that that's just not where I'm at right now, and when I replenish, when this daggone sun, when I replenish and get better, I believe all the promises that God has ever told me is ever more true to this day. I believe that I will be restored. No, I don't have a car right now. No, I don't have work right now. But I will be restored. The job will come. The people in my ministry, it will come, and But I can't have those things, and that's about God's timing. I can't have those things if I am consistently just not in a place to handle those things. You get what I'm saying? So I believe I'm going to be restored. I believe God is going to take care of me. You know, I haven't gone a day without food, a day without shelter. And yeah, financially it's a little stressed, you know, but I'm going to be okay because I got 2 feet and they take me where I need to go. So, and I got, you know, mad support from family. And since, you know, my dad doesn't live that far away, and if I needed to, you know, go to the store, he doesn't mind taking me. If my husband is home, he doesn't mind taking me. So all I'm saying is, wherever you are in your life, you have to own that. If you are like me and you are in a place, you have to really listen to what God is trying to say to you. And if it's take that break, trust me, you want to listen to him and take the break. Because I'm going to tell you this, is, you know, you can keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And I've seen it time over in my life, time over and time again, not listening to what God tells you to do. And if he tells you to take the break, then you should take the break. Because, you know, it's one thing if you keep pushing and pushing and pushing. No, I can do this. I can just go a little bit further. And then what happens when you break down, if you would have just took the break, let's say just getting sick. If you would have just took the break the one day, you know, take it off to get the rest and the replenishment that you need, that's one day off of work. Versus your body just shuts down on you. So now, instead of you taking that one day, now you have to take a week. You get what I'm saying? When we try to do it our ways. Because if the body says shut down, you know, you have to shut down. Because it will shut down for you. And the recoup time is a heck of a lot more than if you just would have listened. And God probably, that's why he's telling you, take the break, if that's what it is that you need. If he's saying, you know, step out on faith, come out of your comfort zone, then you need to step out on faith and come out on your comfort zone. So it's whatever he has you. And, you know, you don't want to be spit back out to the point of your disobedience. None of us do. Because it's just like you wasting time. So I felt like I was in the wilderness for 7 years, only to be spit back out to the point, so to speak, of where my disobedience happened. And I'm owning the fact that I just needed to take a break. I need a break, physically, mentally, spiritually. And what I mean spiritually is I'm not taking a break from the church. No. I'm still reading my Bible. I'm still doing what I have to do. But it's making sure that connection that I have with him, I didn't break away from. You know what I mean? And so I'm being grounded. I'm walking, I'm exercising, I'm doing the things I'm supposed to do. And I believe now I'm just owning the fact today that I need to take a break. And I'm taking that break, you know, so I can be replenished, doing what I need to do so that I can be better and well. And when that point of time comes, when, everything starts to fall into place on God's time and not mine, I'm going to be restored, and not just restored to what I was, but elevated to where God wants me to be. And so that's just where I'm at today. That's January 16th with the motivation. So that's what I have for you today. That's all. I thank you for listening. As always, if you would like to comment, I welcome all comments, and I'll try to respond back. Not even try, I will respond back as soon as I see the comments. And if you have questions, I'll be more than happy to answer them. Visit us on Facebook. We are doing a lot. So, just a place of motivation, a place where, we help one another. Because it's not just what I say. I don't always have... Sorry, I'm out here and I hear people yelling, so I had to figure out what was happening. So it's not just me on my team, I think we can uplift and build one another up. So as always, you can email me at symphonyreads@gmail.com. So it's symphonyreads with an S at gmail.com. Okay? If you go on Facebook, we're Symphony Reads Ministry. I think it's at Symphony Reads, I believe. That's with the little thing if you want to find us. But we're Symphony Reads Ministry, SRM. And I'll see you tomorrow for day 17. Peace and blessings to you all. See you. Bye-bye.